Hello, hello. How's it going tonight? So, just decided to pop in real quick unannounced, which sometimes happens. Uh, as you can tell, my voice is pretty weak from much use last week. So, yeah, I just thought I'd drop in, do a quick draw. I started sketching some stuff here a little bit ago, and I was like, oh, this might be good, and decided to make it perfect 10. So before I start doing all that, I wanted to go ahead and just pop in. And I'm not sure if I'll get. I don't think I'll do the inks tonight, but I'm going to do a decent pencil for this thing. Have some fun with it. So feel free to comment. I'm going to keep my eye every once in a while, turn it over, looking for comments. I'll answer questions along the way. If you like, feel free to please share this out. Let people know about it. Trying to grow the channel so that we can get more people watching, and kind of make that a more of a thing over there at the Luke Stone Studios over on YouTube. So thanks, appreciate it. If you're in the comments, I already see that we've got Nick here. Dig the music. So anybody else, feel free to comment and hang out with us for a little bit. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be going too long tonight, but I didn't want to just have a little bit of fun with it. So without any further ado, let's grab the old pencil and have some fun. So yeah, I'm going to be drawing perfect 10. You can see I've got some blue lines I sketched down, and I'm like, I kind of like the way they look. So I just want to mess with those a little bit more. So I'll make a layer for them. Just keep going. So Dave is a cool guy. He's got, let me see, where do I want to start with this? Happy little mercenary. Happy little mercenary. Let me throw a little background music in here. This is kind of boring. A lo-fi. That sounds better. She's not practicing proper gun control. The piece of inspiration, yeah, it's I just wanted to do something that was kind of fun and not something I normally do. I've been practicing female characters a lot, so I've got a lot of them popping up in my book, and Perfect 10 is one of those really nice ones. So yeah, sorry, there's no more inspiration to it than that, other than hey, cool character, and would be fun to draw, I thought. Two big inspirations. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it. Yeah. Now you'll notice I'm going to find my phone. So here it is. I got to pull up Perfect 10 so I can get a good idea about what her costume looks like and her guns and everything. What all that stuff is. Let's I don't like that eye. Bye-bye eye. Pop in the nose first, I bet. Don't like that eye. Come on. Making it look all like kind of retarded. Not retarded, but you know what I mean. Let me give her a man neck. Okay. What's up, man?
Hey,
Welcome, Nick.
you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide my cam. Not that I'm doing anything interesting. I just want all the attention on you. This way, I'm in here and I can handle the comments. We could just see how things are going because I know it's hard to talk about how awesome your art is while you're in the process of drawing awesome art. You know, you've been using your voice a lot. You gotta let it
I
go.
have, yeah.
If
I have.
only-
My voice is pretty rough right now.
Exactly. If only you knew somebody who was entirely too long-winded and is only sitting here working on a project for Telepathic Bunny and Buddy Lord. So if I can sit here and type and work on stuff, I could talk about, look at this, folks. This is amazing stuff. So Johnny, I hope you're still in the chat because you know I love shouting back out to you. Let's see if there's been any edits right on my end. Life is good. We're all getting a lot of good work done right now.
Pardon me.
Oh, bless you. But yeah, I really dig Dave Brink's Perfect 10 because it has that almost lost era of really awesome hand-drawn 90s feel that it's like mainstream comics has just fallen too far away from. There's just no spirit there anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And plus, I love any chance I get to watch you draw. It's a masterclass every time.
Thanks, man. You're too kind. You're too kind.
I'm too honest is what it is. It's what gets me in trouble. But
I like the guns.
That's what's going on.
Guns are fun to draw.
Guns are fun to draw, both kinds. But Johnny Cage says, I'm here but learn the ability of standing perfectly still. Then I become invisible.
Johnny,
you know what?
Can friggin' draw.
Yeah, yes, he can. Hold on here. No thanks. I don't want that. Go away. Sorry. Microsoft Edge is trying to get me to non-consensually agree to their horrible product. Well, hi, Aquamarine Dragon. Aquamarine Dragon says, hi there, can you draw Lego Sonic? This isn't quite the draw-on-demand feed.
Yeah,
but if you're really
I wish I could, yeah.
If you're really interested in something like that, you know, let us know, because I'm sure we could plan something in a draw feed commenter style where, you know, we take a day where we're not planning to do anything productive, and we get the chat in and they tell us what to draw. I think that'd be great.
I think that would be great. I'd be on board for that.
What? Yeah, see? But that's what John Cage says, I admire Microsoft Edge's confidence. I haven't trusted Microsoft renaming anything since the Vista virus and the Mojave shenanigans. See, I remember. Just like Pepperidge Farm, folks. I remember. We relics of the internet need to hold together. Hashtag bring back DOS. Oh, I'm in the mood, folks.
Oh my DOS.
Oh my DOS.
Oh my DOS.
Oh. Yep, there are some days, folks, where you just want to type in a command line what you want done, and you don't want to go through 16 million different things. Like, just do this, run this. I didn't spend my youth learning how to make Timmy the Turtle do things. To, you know, have a bunch of non-modifiable icons. But yes. And while I'm complaining about old tech, our boy Luke here is just cranking out amazing art with top-of-the-line gear. as always.
Well, not quite top of the line. It's middle of the line.
Well,
middle of the line.
You're using Clip Studio, right?
A Clip Studio, which is that's clear. But my tablet is a Ueon, which is not quite top of the line. It's.
But you know what? I hear a lot of the guys who could afford to go more expensive really prefer Ueon. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll wait until I can actually afford a nice size Wacom. And
yes.
if I like it better, I'll let you know.
Oh, that's
the goal anyway, is to be able to afford one.
Well, folks, if you want to help Luke afford that, he's got a tip jar. The address should be scrolling right across the bottom. If you want to just give him anything for his time and education. Oh, let's see. We got some more comments while I'm blabbering. Creators Outlet says, hail. Hi, Creative Outfit. And Johnny Cage says, did you make the Yamate Kudasai your default sound for the USB ports yet? Not on any of these boxes recently, but years ago there was an old ThinkPad that did all sorts of things it wasn't supposed to do just to annoy people. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to try to say your name. Coco Shuko
Papa Shango.
This is cool.
KP. Thanks, KP.
KP, thank you. That's probably the best effort you'll ever get out of my speech impediment, but thank you for joining us tonight. Luke is busting his butt to provide, quality art entertainment and just show some support for another great creative independent comic book creator, being Dave Brink. Because if you guys don't know about Perfect 10, this is a great time to find out. For those of us, more of the image generation, where you find yourself missing really well-drawn comics, with backgrounds that make sense and don't have toilets blocking doors and things.
Oh, come on, what's wrong with that?
I don't know. DC doesn't disagree. DC thinks there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah. It's fine.
Me, I remember when there was some element of quality in comics, and you're still finding that done by folks like Luke Stone here, as he's demonstrating. I had it turned on my computer, my main box, until you did the show. So I'm watching every notice that I don't need in the world coming up. This is why I like island boxes. Folks don't know it. Behind the great brick wall here at Cocker Peak, you'll find an antiquated Windows, I want to say 98 box that does this crazy thing where I turn it on and it works.
What?
What? It doesn't take 4 hours to boot up. It doesn't have all this stuff. I mean, I use the work suite on it when I want to type stuff, but spelling hasn't changed that much, folks. Contrary to my lovely typos popular opinion. But so don't be afraid to discard your don't be afraid to keep your old stuff and not discard it if it still works for you.
Yeah, exactly. So Nick, how are you doing today?
Me?
Yeah, how are you doing today?
Honestly, it's been a challenging day. It has been a challenging day, but we're working past it, and I'm settling into the part. I've got the evening mojo going, and actually, this is really good because I kind of needed that positivity. I look on the screen and I see that thick thighs save lives. The sun is setting out across the cornfields. Life is good.
It was hypothesized by two scientists.
Yes.
The rotational motion of the planet was responsible for the large posteriors of
It's
the
actually
female
made,
gender.
yes, it's made possible by women of large posteriors.
Yes, and that was like what, 40 years ago?
Oh, longer than that, because
So that
yes.
has not been refuted at all yet. So
world famous astrophysicist who happens to be a guitar player, Brian May, one of my personal heroes,
yeah, mine too.
postulated that in his landmark collaborative piece, Fat Bottom Girls.
They do make the rock and world go round.
Indeed, and the world has developed a wobble, so I'm going to say that he was totally accurate, and that needs to be in every physics textbook from now pretty much till the end of time. Oh, Johnny, that was a slight case, a slight stammer on Luke's part. So booty doesn't make the world go round, it's the other way around. You know, there's some theory. This is where you get that great in-depth conversation that you normally find on Nerd Bacon at 9 a.m. on Thursday mornings at this very channel.
Yep.
Where we discuss the important, chicken egg problem of, does the world going around produce booty, or does booty indeed make the world go round?
My thought
KP says chicken or the egg. I will take that eggs have predated the evolution of chickens. For people who believe in evolution, it gets much more dicey when you believe in scientific creation. But then you'd have to start looking at the order of such things. The fun conversations you have with the pastor online.
I know, right?
All I know is I like an omelet in the morning, and I think that's the most important part. Breakfast is the most important part of the day, and breakfast goes very well with bacon.
I really like breakfast food, but I don't really care for breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me.
No. There's nothing wrong with that. Being of a hobbitish nature, I do tend to have breakfast and then second breakfast. Because I am diabetic, so I have to eat something to get my blood sugars up. And that's usually something in the form of oatmeal with goodies. And then, about an hour or two later, I have egg whites and some cheese and some bacon bits in there to get that protein to get you through the day. Todd at Redshift Comics says, "What's up, Luke?"
What's up, Todd? Just drawing a little perfect 10. Trying to just doing a little pencil sketch. I don't know if I'm going to wind up inking this or not. I mean, it's turning out pretty good. I don't know if Dave would like it or not.
I would hazard that Dave would really enjoy it. You do quality work.
Definitely go check out Dave's work. His Perfect 10 book's doing pretty cool. Doing quite well.
Johnny says, "I got cows to milk in the morning, man. I need my food." I feel you, Johnny. I've got chickens to take care of in the morning. And you gotta take care of business, because if you don't, who will? Oh, it's nice. Now that there isn't a nice astronomical event going on, of course I have blue skies. Last night when there was a lunar eclipse and I was staying up to watch it, oh no, had to have storm clouds. But I enjoyed watching the storm clouds roll through and rain lightning down across the state line. So, I have no problem with that. That's Illinois' problem. But let's see. Yep, no new comments. Yep, that's fine. This is great. I do hope you do more draw streams like this, and you do. I think the idea of doing a commenter stream where we talk about what the commenters are asking you to draw.
That could be fun, yeah.
That could be.
Where I just draw something on the spot.
Yeah, and it's great practice. I love the impromptu drawing games and such like that.
Yeah.
Oh, John Cage says, "Grandma takes care of the chickens. The chicken kills them in a single movement. Grandma is the Bryce Lee of killing chicken." It's funny because my great-grandmother taught my mom how she learned to hunt during the Great Depression. She would hunt geese with a sack and a bag of kind of stale breadcrumbs. Because, and my mother is up to it, they would spread out bread, wait for the big Canadian geese to hit it, and then when they were all busy, grab one right behind the head, give it a snap, snap its neck, shove it in the bag. You do it fast enough, the other geese don't know what's going on. I'm sure there's a political statement to that, but I'm going to leave that floating.
Yeah.
This has become my jam, Luke. Like, this loop is just...
loop, yeah.
I dig it. Because right now, it's really weird, because if I look out my busted up office window, I can see the super turbines, the big wind egg beaters out there. And the light is blinking basically in time with it as the sun is setting in the west. And it's just very, very chill. And I dig it. We need more chill in this world, folks. No point being all cranky. Let's see. No new comment yet. I'm watching for the comment dumps because I know when people realize that you're drawing, they're going to want to jump on this.
Maybe not. Hopefully they'll want to hang out.
Things like this are evergreen, especially, we share this around, tag Dave Brink in it,
Okay. You know what? I think I might have time to ink this thing,
Go for it, man. Lay down the boogie and ink that picture till you die.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
I've got a little bit of funky going to me, I'm not at Funky Town, but I'm quietly cruising my way through, and I'm here for that,
Won't you take me to Funky Town?
And I'm having aside from some of the earlier issues that they just happen as a parent. Oh, Johnny says that was fast. Yeah. Luke doesn't mess around, folks. Luke is a master of production, blazing at nearly Kirby speeds.
When I can manage to be in the chair, that is. This whole recovery process has been quite slow.
Hey, you're lapping the you that doesn't try, though. That's why I tell people you only have one opponent. It's the part of you that wants to stay on the couch and watch TV and not do, what you love or what you create. The only way I would look nuttier where I am right now working on this project is if I had pages stuck to the wall and red string connecting them. But it's the whole, I have a system. Slow but forward. That's right, Johnny. That's all. That's one of the great secrets in life. Is as long as you are making progress, it doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. You just have to get it done. Right? Unless you're on contract, crunch time. But that's a whole different ballgame. That needs to be put in there. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's what's great. And I love the idea of penciling, quote unquote, digitally. It really blows my mind sometimes how natural it is when Luke does it, and just to be able to blue everything out, which is it's something you take for granted now. But the part of me that's still astonished to watch the future unfold, I have a touchscreen computer in front of me. This is Star Trek stuff from little kid, man. And I think it's important you let yourself keep that sense of awesomeness, because that's how you stay young.
Yeah, when everything's awesome.
Yeah,
when we're excited about stuff.
Yeah, we're all part of a team. But I mean, seriously, everything is awesome when you're part of a team. But yeah, I went to a Lego movie because I'm a 40-year-old man who likes watching the Lego movies. And I will say this, after probably the Clone Wars, the Lego Star Wars movies are the best in the entire genre. Like, of all Star Wars, if you want guaranteed fun, watch the Lego movies. Watch it with your kid. If you don't have a kid, watch it anyway. It's fun. As long as you're doing so in a free manner, because, it would be wrong for me to condone piracy. So let me take off my eye patch. But, Arr. Johnny says, I can't. I tried. Digital hurts my few brain cells. Well, one, Johnny, when you are doing as incredible art as you do, no one can blame you.
Yeah, I don't have brain cells, so I don't worry about it.
Works. And I'll tell you, I am currently the same way. I love doing digital coloring, and sometimes I'll do like digital inks, but I'm still very much, I like my pencils. Now Luke is trying to pull me kicking and screaming into the future.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing with Luke. He has this thing about evangelizing what he's about, It's just, it's in his nature. I don't know why.
I don't know. We may never know.
We may never know. So you do what works for you. I mean, like today, I have all these nice sketch pads, and I realized I needed that loose feeling. You ever miss that loose art feeling you had in high school, where you just embraced you're gonna kind of suck, so you just drew whatever you wanted anyway?
I do that every day.
Well, yeah. Well, see, the problem is you don't suck. So it's been a long time since. No, I'm kidding. But well, yeah, you don't suck. Children and their toys, shaking my head. I get you. But I've been doing a whole lot of just. I kind of snapped and I grabbed some cheapo little notepads to let them live in my pocket, and I'm just sketching on them, and I feel that simple joy coming back because it doesn't have to be perfect. And we're joined by the amazing Ninja Ganko saying delicious.
Ninja, what's up? Thank you.
Evening, everyone. We are glad to see you there, Ninja. Life is really, really good. And you know what? In your way, you're making it better. And that's one thing that is amazing about all these streams, all the things that Luke puts out. If you look in the comments, it is the craziest bunch of highly talented, highly skilled, grotesquely underpaid, in my opinion, individuals.
We all agree it's grotesquely underpaid.
Yes. Because guys who, run around and throw a football around get paid more than our life salaries yearly. And something's wrong there. The Ninja's got a heart and the hands up emoji, so I think he's telling me to preach on. And I will.
Let's take up an offering.
Oh, take that. Folks, let's take up an offering. Luke is passing the tip jar around digitally, folks, so be sure to hit paypal.me/Luke Stone Studios and give what you can. Give till it hurts.
I am working on a membership for the channel, by the way. I don't know if you knew.
Yes.
I didn't tell you, did I?
That's
I'm going to be working on a membership here soon. So we can...
That's wonderful. And you can take super chats now, can't you?
I can. I take super chats and super thanks. So like if people watch a video and they like what I did, they could throw a thank you at it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty neat. So we're finally kind of that level. But yeah, I'm working on channel membership for folks.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'd love to see you get that going. KP says the shading. Add depth and texture to the drawing is amazing to me. Yeah, Luke does a type of shading. I call it black work, where it's like the ink has just kind of exploded into the shadows. And I love it so much. Sometimes I feel it gets lost when you get the full color render. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying, but sometimes I really just dig that sense. The Ninja just sent you $10, Luke.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for helping this man.
We gotta show
do
off the
what
super
he
chat.
can.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, the
And-
Ninja. Sincerely, my eternal gratefulness. Appreciate it. You rock, man. You rock.
You do. And that's one thing I love about the communities that overlap here. There's so much support for the creatives. And with everything that's going on, I'm not sure what's going on at Luke's house.
Yeah. I think they're watching a video or something. They're pretty excited about it in the background, aren't they?
They seem to be having fun. You know what? I bet they're in the other room watching Luke draw, and they're just cheering him on.
No, I guarantee that is not what's happening. They're probably watching. They're definitely watching some kind of YouTuber.
Well, hey,
not this YouTuber though. No, they're having a good time though.
Hey, and that's what's important. And you know what? The folks here are having a good time, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
Man, this is surreal. I'm sitting here. I look at the clock and I see the 9:30 something, and I'm talking to Luke. The music is on, and then I look out and it's nearly dark. This is surreal to me. I'm like in the twilight zone here. Because while he's doing that, I'm sitting here cranking out, trying to crank out a decent character sheet design for a project. And that's, and looking at my notes going, okay, what do I have encoded in Chicken Scratch that I haven't put into the document? But, so yeah, a lot of creativity's been getting done in this. Luke's nearly been on for an hour, folks. Look how much he's got done.
And about 10 minutes of that was just hanging out with some crazy music.
Yeah, you just jamming. And man, you guys, when you get done with this video, it's worth a rewatch just to hear that. I was telling Luke, it has that 80s, 90s anime. Driving through the city with the hyper detailed drawn cars with the light lines just going across.
Yeah, it's an 80s mix for certain.
Oh,
but it's like royalty free type stuff. The artist is credited in the video, like as it plays.
That is so awesome.
So you can know who's doing it. So hopefully you'll go check them out. They're really good. I like them.
That is just a complete jam. It really is. No, I don't want that. Oh, you know what? Thank you for doing my job, Brotep Raw. Like, comment, subscribe, and folks, ring that bell. Because some of you don't know to be here every 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning to see Luke and I sizzling up the nerd bacon and talking about what's what in comics, geek talk, and whatever else floats across our mind. You know, you never know. You may get bacon bits, and you may get some spicy bacon where we tell it like it is, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. We got a little political last Thursday, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But you know what? What's great is we can, because we're honest and we're respectful. And given information, we can change our opinions. This is called behaving like an adult, and I wish more people could. But, yep, I have no filters, and we got to tell it like it is. That's what people need: kindness and gentleness, but truth.
Yeah,
and the truth is,
I agree.
Luke is just banging this picture out. I mean, it is just. Your anatomy is always so amazing, and yes, you're drawing some of my favorite anatomy. But The proportions, the posing, it's always so cool. Andrew Mecca Davis.
Yeah, Andrew Davis. What's up, brother?
And Agent Zero Comics just said, "What is up?" And somehow, it got shuffled for a second. Probably because Andrew Mecca Davis is coming in through Facebook, which is great. I love that Luke's on multiple platforms where you can reach out to him. Now, if you're on a platform where you can't hit up something awesome like the donation button, don't forget that PayPal link, because folks, he's doing this, but we need to hook Luke up if we can. So
I'll tell you what, everybody needs a Nick in their life. Nick is like the greatest hype man ever.
I would like to say it, but a lot of my skill comes from one of my great internet mentors, Mr. Brian K. Morris.
Yes, he's great.
He really defined for me how one should take their presence to the next level online. And funny, all he does is promote independent and awesome creators, just usually leaning a little more towards the authors. But there's a lot of great comic guys that come through there. It's almost like you guys should be listening to Nevermind the Furthermore every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. But, yeah, folks, Luke is just nailing this. I can't wait to see this. I love when I hear Luke's going to just do a fun drawing, and you're like, and that is pin-up quality. That is just posterifiable, He's only probably a third of the way through the inks, and it's already like, yeah, just run that off, stick it on the wall, pop, And that's what we need. We need that kind of energy. If you doubt that what you're creating is good, create more anyway. Because the only thing it'll do is help you get better. And then talk to the people who do what you want,
I'm actually working on a set of new videos that are going to be dealing with, if you're wanting to make comic books and you don't quite know where to get started or how to start, they're gonna cover that kind of how to start, where to start kind of thing.
I am absolutely here for the Luke Stone guide to creating comics. I am just beyond here on multiple levels. And yeah, I'll bust out that after you're done, write it up, get it posted, sell that bad boy, get that in libraries where kids can help, And if Luke becomes a household name like he should be, and makes the kind of money that he should, all the better. I would love to see just about everybody here be beyond that where they're underpaid. I'd like to see you overpaid and overhyped. And I can't help with the pay because Lord knows I'm broke. But hype, I can generate hype.
Yes, you can.
And shout out to Nita Lanning for helping make Nerd Bacon possible.
Yeah.
Because she's just one of the grooviest people in the world. And you know what? I'll let you in on a secret. She doesn't realize it. So all y'all folks here, when you're done boosting Luke, you go reach out to Nita Lanning over at Raging 2, and you let her know she's awesome. You don't have to tell her I sent you. She'll probably know. If you tell her she's groovy, she'll definitely know. Rotap Ross says, just share it on Twitter, copy and drop this on your favorite social media platform, and then come back with a Thunder 10. Yes, folks, that is what we're all about. I, of course, pop this on Twitter and Facebook because those are the places I live. I am just learning Discord, and Discord is a bit, there's a learning curve there. That is not a gentle entry media format.
No, it is not. I'm still getting my handle with the Discord as well.
My problem is my computer loves Discord too much and won't start up without, arguing with it. Oh, Johnny Cage says, wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Whoa, hold on. I got this. Hold on.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't like to distract visually.
I don't like that line.
Blessed is the undo button, bringer of peace. Ooh, okay, I like that. And yes, this. You guys think I'm kidding? This is literally becoming my jam. Because I'm an old. I'm gonna date myself and give myself a geographic reference. But back in the day, I was all about a smooth jazz station coming out of Chicago. At WNUA 95.5. I would just knock back hours of Ramsey Lewis, Miles Davis, just smooth jazz. The problem with liking smooth jazz is it's all instrumental, so you never know the name of the song you're listening to. But folks, I know the name of this, and this is the Drawstring Stream Perfect 10, and y'all are joining us just about a quarter from 10 o'clock on the Luke Stone Studios YouTube channel, and we all appreciate you. The host, author, artist, and important one over here is Luke Stone. The man behind the button is yours truly, Nicholas Tucker. And we're just keeping the evening a little more amusing to just give you that bump in the Monday night that you didn't know you needed. Commenter Brotep Ross says, good job on foreshortening the hands and arms. Many artists chicken out. They only have enough nerve to attempt depth of perspective on one hand. You are absolutely true. As a proud member of the Artistic Poultry League, I chicken out all the time. I've had to learn to force myself not to hide the hand.
Yeah, foreshortening is not the easiest thing. I'll do these things and I'll think, man, what the heck was I thinking?
But you know what? And then you finish it. And that's what makes you a champion at what you do.
Champion.
You are the champion, my friend.
We're being so silly tonight.
Hey, that's what I'm about. World's full of serious. You want serious, go watch the news. You want entertainment and art and attractive women in form-fitting clothing? Well, you watch the stream. At least artistically. God, that's good. And I love your, you have a way of doing gun designs I find really interesting. I love the way you do gun designs.
Thanks, I like guns.
Because,
I wouldn't say I'm gun happy. The guns do make me happy.
Nothing wrong with that. But what I like is you have this very comic safe gun design where people aren't, looking at it and going, oh, look, that's a Glock, especially in settings where that doesn't make sense. Because I swear, a lot of artists can only draw two kinds of gun, and one of them is a block, which I get. They don't call them blocks because they're detailed and hard to draw. But I'd like to know who bribed the Austrians to design an easy-to-draw gun. And I don't mean from the holster. But,
Hey-o.
Yeah, I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood.
When I got that gun done, I can finish the shading over here.
And again, just that shading, the black work you do, it makes me happy. Because it's so visceral, And you are not afraid to hatch. Hatching, cross-hatching, That's almost like the Luke Stone trademark. A lot of modern artists are afraid to get gritty with their
Well,
lines.
a lot of them aren't doing it now.
Yeah.
Because some of these comics, they've got to draw them so fast. And so it takes forever to do this stuff. Etho Diaz is one that does it really well. I'm still trying to get to that level, but...
You know who I realized a lot of your art kind of reminds me of sometimes? It's, I'm going to say the short version of his name because there's a few vowels in there that trip me up. But Joe Mads, Mediera.
Okay, yeah.
Again, I apologize to anyone who could actually enunciate things. Because he's always been one of those people I have, the list of people you wish you could draw like. And you have a lot of his energy, that, especially when you decide to go all in and add the weight of fabrics, because even when you're doing something like this, where there's, it's very much that spandex style, you could visually feel the difference in cloth quality. And again, that's something
idea.
That, you should. That's the right way to do it. But that's something that again, I see is falling off. Maybe it's because of the influence of the animation shortcut styles, you see. But I really dig. Ooh. I'm gonna have to go through.
Oh, we got another super chat.
Oh, wow, wonderful.
Thank you so much, Brotep.
A nice variation on the line. Wait, grab some coffee on me, player. Brotep,
appreciate it, brother. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Very grateful. You guys have no idea. I really do appreciate it.
Well, and without blowing your business out, this is a good time to hook Luke up, okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot in his life. And guys, without blowing any details that aren't any of anybody's business, I have stood behind what I'm saying on this one. If you can hook Luke up, now is a great time because you're doing more good than you know. And that's the one thing that I will never stop harping about when it comes to small businesses everywhere. When you buy something from a big Walmart, whatever, or, one of the other big places, or, the big two, that money gets rattled around and a tiny percentage goes to the creator, and the majority ends up going to some bigwig who's probably never created anything artistic in their life. But when you give money to Luke, you're giving money for him to be able to pay for his medical stuff. Rotep says, "No, thank you, inspiring us tonight." That's right, folks.
I appreciate that. If people get inspired by it, that's even better.
Yeah, the inspiration.
Grab a pencil and draw with me.
Well, I always end up drawing whenever I hear this music anyway. Oh! Okay, let's see. Can I remove a bot here?
Yeah, it looks like we've got a Russian bot here.
And I am trying to figure out how to do that.
Block you.
Oh, no.
I can do it.
Oh, you can do it. Yeah, I can't do that on your feed. Sorry. I forgot which feed I was on.
Block user. An error.
Good night, person. Oh, Johnny's got it too.
Thanks, Johnny. That's right. Appreciate it.
Johnny's sneaking around back. What's that? He's got the folding chair. Douche.
Good.
That's right.
He's got the folding chair. That's funny. That cracks me up. That's a good one.
That's one of my tried and trues.
We're going with this. You know your official channel, and you got the sex bots coming around.
Oh yeah. Where it's creepy for me when you see the hot singles near you and they start ticking down the miles. Because, I know where I live. You know what I mean?
It's like, yeah, shut up, man. That's crazy.
No. I expect to see all these, hot and bothered Russian women wandering the cornfields at this rate. Johnny Cage says I got it, which is awesome. Brotep Ross says at Zero Comics at What's Up, Playa?
What's up, player?
KP's dropping the line. There's always snakes in the garden. Reach, who reach, KP? But you know what? You guys are creating, and we're just walking right through it. We are unfazed by those who would deceive or distract us from the greatness we are attempting to achieve. We will not let them squander our time or energy. Certainly not our money.
Let's foreshorten a gun.
Yeah, that's right, folks. Abstain from sex, seek violence. That's a joke. Almost got into an old Zardoz quote, but I'm not sure anybody around here would know that wonderful B-grade movie. But
you can probably hear my stylus rubbing the paper, can't you? Or the screen. Just thought about
possibly. Like, if the lull in the music hits just right. But again, that's just ASMR. And if there's one thing your channel knows, it's ASMR.
Yeah, that's the only voice I've got right now.
Hey, no problem. Look, like I said, I heard your throat struggling. I'm like, he needs somebody who can shovel.
Yeah,
John Cage says, why do I have to choose only one of those? Safe words exist for a reason. Woo! Ask me that when I'm not on a pastor's broadcast there, Johnny. Anyway,
I thought it was pretty funny.
That beat is bumping. It's good. It's just solid good. And you guys don't know how much time I spend listening to this. The only hazard it has is in the background, there's a beep noise that runs parallel to one of my medical alarms. So, every once in a while, I'll twitch because I think my phone's telling me it's time to take a med, which it will be in a couple minutes. But that's fine, too. That's the nice thing about being able to hide behind the shield here, Oh, God, this is great. This is great. Let's see. Now, I will say this, not long after 10, it's time I have to put my son to bed.
Yeah.
So I will be leaving the show brief, for the evening. But before I go, folks, I just want to remind you that you are the best chat that I have. You know what I mean? I love the kind of people who come out. Johnny says, if you made that medical alarm, the Yana take Kudasai, it would never go unnoticed. That's true, but it would pose interesting questions when it went off while I was visiting my parents. Questions best not answered. And to those wondering, that does mean stop, please, in Japanese. On the other side of more than one concussion, I took Japanese language classes. Yes, I know. So, I can't open this app. I don't need to open the app. I just want to shut it up. So, with that, I'm going to go tend to some parental things. Guys, thanks for Luke, thanks for having me on your show.
Hey, thanks for jumping on and helping with the chat room. Doing the drawing. I will try my best to keep an eye on the chat now.
Well, it looks good. Before I go, Brotep wants to know, very cool gun design. Mag feeds through the handles.
Yep,
It looks like that for me.
Yep.
That looks like
the idea anyway.
Dig it. Johnny Cage, what's your channel? So Johnny, hook Brotep up. Johnny doesn't have his own YouTube channel. Johnny. Before I go to bed, I'm going to bust you out, my dear friend. Get yourself a YouTube channel. Your stuff is too good not to have one, and that'll make it easier for you to be on other people's. But with that, while I'm done building folks up, hit the like, hit the share, be sure to subscribe. Give this man some money, and I will see you later this week on Nerd Bacon.
Nerd Bacon, we got a special guest Thursday.
Ooh.
Yep. Nice. All right, sweet. Thanks again, Nick, for being here. That was awesome. Having somebody jump in and man the comments. Yeah, I was just going to do a pencil of this thing, and I decided to ink it up. I'll be done soon. We're getting real close. It's definitely way more exciting with Nick here, isn't it? Dinner's been ready for a minute. Try to get this done so I can go eat. Johnny says, well, most things get more exciting when Nick's around. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. And I'm doing great. I appreciate it. Johnny, I do need to get a hold of you about doing a cover for me or pin it for me. I'd love to put you to work. Welcome, Bro Tip.
What up, what up? Can you hear me?
What's up? Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Cool.
Thanks for joining.
Oh, no doubt. Great job, man.
Thanks, man.
Wow. Look at that line weight.
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
All right. It's time to shade this in.
One of the things I appreciate is that you can see the perspective. You can see that, like, it's pushing back and there's a good depth of field, even though you don't have any grid lines showing right there. You know what I mean? 'Cause I work traditional and I have to have like grid lines, right? So I get my rulers in there and I do my grid lines. You don't have any of that. But you have.
I did like start with here. I'll show you what I started with. I was playing around with this, so you can see like it was real sketchy.
All right.
So I did this real sketchy bit. I just turned it down.
Yeah.
And then I threw that in.
Okay.
And so that's what I did over that. So
that's
and then I threw that thing in the background for You know, for grins and giggles, it makes it look good.
All right. Great job. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead and bring back a friend or 2 or 10.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to be putting a lot more content on this channel. Drawing streams like this. I do a lot of quick draws. I'm also doing a lot of like tutorials type videos for new creators that maybe are looking to get started but don't know exactly what to do to make it happen yet. Because it can be overwhelming if you've never made a comic before to jump in and do it for the first time.
Yeah, it's very labor intensive, right?
It is. There's a lot to it. You know, how do you know how to pick an artist and all that kind of stuff? So I'm actually in the process of doing a video that is going to go over kind of the main things you need to think about, and then I'll be going in depth in each one of those topics to help anyone that needs it to have a better understanding.
Mm-hmm. One of the main things that's very apparent here, and it's impressing me, is that there's a lot of courage in your work. You're doing a lot of things here that a lot of artists are quite timid at doing. I see you're drawing feet, you're drawing knees. Some people, like when they draw knees, they do 2 blobs and then they fall in the wrong place to indicate or denote where the bones and the kneecaps fall into.
I don't always get it right.
Well, you got it right now.
Yeah, I won't lie. That's why, you know, when I did that sketch, I was like, wow, this looks pretty darn good. I better do this one live. People never believe I did it.
This looks very good, and you're one of these guys who are not afraid to draw feet. I'm not afraid to draw feet either, but you'll be surprised how many artists.
You can't be afraid. I mean, the thing is, it's like, so what if you mess it up? You know, you erase it.
Yeah.
You know? It's you know, it's practice. Like this right now, this isn't a production piece. You know, obviously I'm just doing this for fun. You know, hopefully it draws a little attention to Dave's character. He's got a great character and he's a great guy, and you know, so it's like, you know, what's the no harm, no foul, you know, if it doesn't turn out well.
All right. That's what I was going to ask next. What's the character?
The character is a character called Perfect 10. And she is a character she's been created. So, like, you know, she's like, I think creating a lab or something.
Genetics or cybernetics?
You know, I just bought the book, and so I'm waiting for my copy.
Okay.
But I've seen the character around. I've seen the character around a bunch, and I'm like, I love the design. It's just kind of classic, you know.
Yeah.
And its presentation.
Yeah. I've seen the design floating around too in our corner of Twitter. And the design does have a very classic feel, but at the same time, it feels very edgy and not too dissimilar to something you'd find today in, something like X-Men or, the modern MCU. But it still has a classic feel. That's a nice blend. I like that. And especially how you're doing it here. Where are you gonna place the logo? It's right on the breastplate, right?
She's got a logo somewhere, hasn't she?
Yeah, you'll have to look at the reference. Yeah,
I have to look at the reference. Her logo is on her shoulders. Yeah.
Okay. That 10. Yeah, that 10 on art.
Yeah, that 10's on her shoulder.
Yeah, I could have sworn I saw one where she'd have it on a breastplate or something. Maybe I'm mistaken. All right.
Yeah, I know all the references. I'm seeing her right on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I like with character designs is when someone puts some sort of design element, maybe it's gun straps or maybe it's the edge of a boot, that helps you when you're doing the leg, so that you can do the foreshortening. If it's just a plain old leg, right? I forget who has the Dazzler, for example. For me, Dazzler has one of the worst costumes because there's not that many straps. She's got kind of like disco pants. So if I want to make her legs recede into the background, it's it's very hard for me. I have to make wrinkles into her pants.
Yeah,
But-
I did a classic storm the
Yeah.
other day, and it's like it's turned out okay, but I keep looking at it and redoing the legs because there's no straps or anything. It's just these tight leather pants, right?
Yeah, with
So I keep going back and trying to mess with it because something's just not right about it.
yeah,
You
yeah. You can't. There's no indication of whether the legs are coming or going. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. Well, what I find helps is adding wrinkles in there, like creases, and
Yeah.
then at the very least I cheat doing that. But you know, it definitely helps if the character right off the bat has design elements that help you out.
Yeah.
You know, someone like Colossus, that's fantastic to draw. All those segmented plates, you can do foreshortening and perspective all day on Colossus.
Oh yeah. I designed a character called
Chrome Dog,
Chrome Dog. Yeah.
sir, yes sir.
Yeah.
Big fan, big
Who has
fan
a lot
already.
of that stuff. Who has a lot of that stuff, and yeah, he's friggin' cool. He's and I'm drawing him
he
too right
took
now, so
over.
I was cussing myself a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to draw this over and over and over again.
Yeah, but I
it's
think
worth
if you're doing it like digitally, maybe you can do some cheats. I don't know.
it. Yeah, but I do digital, obviously, but I don't cheat. That's just my thing.
Okay.
I don't want to use those. Now I will use a couple digital tricks, when it really feels necessary to do it, but it's not one of those things where I tend to run on those things.
You don't want it to be a crutch, right?
Yeah, I want it to feel natural.
Yes.
When I draw the comic, or these characters, I want it to feel like, it's been drawn. And
Yes, sir.
those guns are not perfect, but it's just a warm-up kind of thing, or cool down for the day.
Yeah, but you get the point across, and it's a nice design for me.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
think Dave will like it when he sees it.
Yeah.
Let's see, anything I want to do. Oh, sometimes I'm a little.
My girl got an
Speed.
attitude too. I like that face.
Yeah,
My girl got an attitude. I like a little edge to my women. Feel me?
yeah, me too. I like a powerful woman.
Yeah. Got a little edge to her. She tell you about yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me see here. That's great, man. That's some great stuff. What are you using now? Clip Studio?
Yeah, I'm using Clip Studio and the Yulion Canvas 20.
Do you find Huion more of a deal than Wacom? You ever tried Wacom?
I can't afford Wacom.
Yeah, that's part of the question I'm asking, because Wacom is so expensive, and then people were saying that Huion does everything Wacom does.
So far, it does.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I'm a fan of the product. I did have an XP pen. Wasn't as big a fan of XP pen as I was this one. I mean, it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it wasn't. It had a couple issues. The way the stylus it floated a little bit before it started registering a line,
Oh wow.
and I didn't like that because I wanted it just like flicking on a piece of paper.
Yeah. That could throw you off your game. You know
It
what I mean?
did, yeah. Now I did get like 3 or 4 comics drawn on it, so 100 pages or so wound up getting put out on it. So I mean, it's perfectly sufficient, but I was able to adapt. But I wanted something that was bigger, because that was a 15.6. I wanted a 20-inch, and that I could mount to a swivel arm, so I can move my tablet around as I needed working. That way, because I I do. Currently, I'm a full-time pastor in Jacksonville as well.
Oh.
So I wanted to be able to have all of my stuff not just set up all the time for art, but be able to transition quickly
Okay.
from one job to the next. And for ergonomic reasons, so I can lean back. So right now I'm hanging over it. You can see I'm hanging over it. And normally I can lay back if I want to a little bit, and it helps my back, especially after this whole COVID crap that I went through. And I don't know. Did you know that I went through that COVID thing and almost died and all that?
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got COVID last year. I was in the hospital for 150 days.
Wow.
And, yeah, it almost took my life. And I mean, almost dead. Like they were telling my wife to come say goodbye to me. That's how bad it was. And yeah, it was rough. But I've got chronic back pain now, and I'm still recovering. I had to relearn how to walk, how to draw, how to hold my pencil again. I had to relearn everything. I had severe muscle atrophy. It was a pain. It still is a pain. And we're still relearning how to. I'm walking, but not like a normal person yet.
Huh. Well, you're here. God bless.
Yep. God preserve me. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
He got plans for you.
He must have.
Yeah. You wouldn't be here if he didn't have plans for you now. Yeah. I need y'all to bless that PayPal. Bless that PayPal or the super chat.
Yeah, bless that. Yeah. It looks like this might be turning into my full-time gig here soon. Because it has to be.
Well,
kind of
good
thing.
enough for it.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, see those gun straps on the leg, they make a difference, man. They push the legs way back and make it look Yeah, that's a very lucky design element. I don't know if they meant that on purpose, but that's a very lucky design element.
I'm sure whoever the artist was probably had an idea about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like the simple feet. There's not a lot of detail down there. It's real simple. It is a very simple design. The colors look great on it, on that character.
Yeah, but even though the boots are simple down there, I see that you put enough detail and attention to the feet that it rewards the viewer for looking at the whole piece. I like that.
That's the idea. Thanks for noticing that.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be interesting.
Yes, sir.
It's all about the whole, not just the it's about the sum of the pieces.
Yeah.
All I'm doing now is go back in with some clear and kind of adding some texture into the hair. I felt like I got it too dark.
See, that's the benefit of digital.
Yeah, or if I do that traditionally, which
Yeah.
happens too, I have a white paint pen.
Oh, you have a white
It goes
pen?
over my inks.
Yeah, I need to get some of that.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, but the thing is, once you go over it in white, doesn't it kind of limit your options on shading over the white a little bit? Like, what do you use to shade over
I don't
the
think
white?
so. I use alcohol,
Oh, okay.
like alcohol markers
Alcohol
to do it all.
Copic, what's
Yeah, something like that. It's like a cheaper brand. Something. Let me see what it's called. I got them right here.
Azure. I got Azure. I got Copic.
Arteza.
Arteza
is what I'm using.
Yeah. And with Arteza, you can actually refill it. Like if you get Copic refills, you can refill Artezas.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Azure's too. Azure's you can get at Walmart, and you can Officially, those brands don't recommend you crossing over. Don't cross the streams, but
But you can.
Yeah, right.
Don't cross the streams. Nice reference. Man, I love that.
Let me see.
So let's look at it from a distance. Zoom out.
Let's take a look. Yeah, that's looking
That's
tight,
all right.
man.
I
Looking
think that'll
tight.
do it. I think
Yes,
that'll
sir.
do it. And did the
Mhm.
whole thing in like an hour and 40, hour and 20, hour and 30.
Wow.
Because there's about 10-minute intro with music and stuff. Man, that stupid bot is back.
Well, I mean, that's one bot. Ain't gonna harm nobody. But I do see different people here than there was before. So I need y'all to hit that thumbs up on your way in and out. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, I need to go ahead, drop a link to this video, drop a link to this channel, come back and let this platform grow, right? And I need you to bless that PayPal. You got Cash App, Luke? Don't got no
I
Cash
do. I
App.
got Cash App.
Cash App, bless that Cash App, bless that PayPal. All right, it helps bring you more
Hit the super
content like
chats.
this. But and that super chat, helps bring you more content like this. Luke, what else do? You do like public domain characters and
I do. Yeah, I do just about everything. I do a lot of my own stuff.
Okay. I
I
like
do a
seeing
whole-
stuff like that. Hulk, yeah, but those are proprietary. But I meant
Yeah,
public
yeah.
domain stuff like maybe Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, I'll
Dracula.
do. I do. It's just about anything and everything that, if someone says,
Good.
"Hey, I think you should draw this," then I'll do it. I'll come on and do a stream and do it, or I'll do a quick draw of it. I like doing these draw streams because they're chill.
Yeah.
You get to hang out and talk and have a good time and get to see the process done live. I think the live process is cool.
Yes, sir. In fact, what it is, your channel, God willing, it grows more. It will provide more of a different feel than what's already out there that we're already patronizing. Currently, the channels we're patronizing, they're doing it, they're riding off of controversy, and that is not long lasting. There's a point that's going to come. If you look at a channel like, what was the guy's name, Stefan Molyneux?
Yeah.
There's a ceiling for that. So once interest dries up in Star Wars, I mean, interest will never dry up in Star Wars, but I mean controversy about Star Wars. Once that dries up, the MCU thing, controversy about anyone doing anything in MCU, who's going to go pay attention to those channels? So what you're having here, where you have actual content that can stand on its own two legs, that's the key to the future here, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not trying to do any controversy here. Here, it's fun. It's
good.
Come in and enjoy, what we're doing with comics and, learn a couple things. That's why we've got the content streams that deal with, comic making. Like we did a live stream just last, Saturday. We did it Saturday where we're talking about how to outline multi-issue comic book series, because we've got a whole bunch of issues for my series called Hybrids, where like we've crowdfunding right now issue 8, and we've got 9, 10, 11, and 12 planned, with another arc coming after that. Plus we have got a tie-in RPG that Nick had developed. So Nick is the guy that writes all the RPG stuff. And then we've got a couple of spin-offs that we're doing from the characters that are inside of that book, and then a couple of companion books. And so all of that's been arced out and planned out. And so I get asked a lot, how do you do that? Like, how do you make how do you plan that kind of stuff out? And so we just did a video about it. So it's about an hour and a half, hour and 40. There's some Q&A at the end, and I might try to condense that down into a smaller video later with some of the content from that live stream for people that are kind of wanting a fast food version of it. That's more of a version of that content. But we, on the spot, we do we write an outline basically for a story. We make up a story kind of on the spot. So it kind of gives that opportunity to kind of see how that happens in real time.
I mean, let me. That was a lot to take in. Let me see if I got all of it straight. You have 8 issues already,
Yes.
and you have an RPG being made.
Yeah, we've got a quick play that's already been released.
Well,
And so,
no, it's already been released.
yeah,
What
we
is
got
it
a quick
on
play
Steam?
that's been.
Where is it?
Yeah,
Where's it on
quick play
Steam?
is available on my website at lukestonestudios.com.
Luke Stone. Let me type that in the chat. LukeStoneStudios.com.
While we're sitting here, I'm just adding a couple of little touches.
All right. I put that website.
Okay.
The RPG can be seen and played, I assume, and LukeStoneStudios.com. Now,
Yeah.
where I'm going with this is, if you have that many issues already, and you have a legit game, have you guys looked into getting representation?
I have not, no.
like an agent to help you with some more marketing and have your stuff more disseminated and distributed.
I have not. No, I have not.
Yeah, because you have something there. If a lot of people have done more with less, you know what I mean? And you have way more than you need. You have 8 issues. Some people want 8 pages and a cover to look for an agent. You have 8 issues and a video game. So, I would maybe put a feeler or 2 out there and see if you get a professional to help market you. Johnny Cage has helped with the actual link to the website. Thank you, Johnny Cage.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. Just adding a
Yeah, but
spots on there. Make her look a little shiny.
what's her name? I forgot what her name was, but there's a Canadian girl who she got some flack for working with because Sean Gordon Murphy was working with her. I forgot her name now, but she didn't really get things popping until she got like representation. You know what I mean? But she had a whole lot of stuff just like you have, a lot of material. So that's wow. So basically you have a lot of experience then. If you have 8 issues, that's a lot of mileage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, we've got 12 of them planned, and looking forward to doing a few more.
Wow. And all of that can be found at Luke Stone Studios, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I've also got the current campaign going on Indiegogo right now.
What's
Which
the
you can
campaign?
look at as a
Let me
link.
drop that in. What's the campaign?
That's here. I can drop it in the comments real
You
fast.
want to drop it? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that for you. Keep drawing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
What's the name of it?
HTTP. It's hybrids. It's the Killing Field
Oh,
part 1
hybrid?
through 3.
Yeah, I'll find it. Hybrid. Can't be a lot of things on Indiegogo called hybrids. I'm gonna find that.
There's not. No, there's not. It's the Killing Field part 1 through 3.
Let's
darn.
see. Hybrids. The Killing Fields Part 1 through 3. Is that you?
Yep, that's me.
All right. Let me get a link to that. Drop it in the.
It's live for a little bit longer.
Now, for coloring, do you do the traditional style coloring, or do you do another process?
I don't know what that means.
Wow.
I don't know what is traditional. I just tend to. I tend to.
Oh, you just get it done.
Yeah, I tend to.
That's your process. You just get it done.
Yeah.
I like
do
that.
what looks good. That's
Yeah,
kind of
I like that.
that's kind of the plan. It's like I just go at it. Like I don't typically do a lot of coloring. Honestly, I'd only start because I'm like, wow, this just. I just kind of wanted to.
Yeah.
We were still talking and.
The traditional process is kind of like an assembly line method, where whether someone else helps you do it or you do it all yourself, what you do is you start off with some flatting, so you do all the flat colors, then you go in with some shading, then you go in with some cuts. Cuts are kind of like highlights and stuff like that.
Yeah. I know what cuts
What
are.
it looks like, Yeah, it looks like you're doing it kind of like meat and potatoes, like getting it done the way you're
Yeah.
doing it right there. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm doing flats. I do
okay,
flats
so that's
first.
your flat method. Okay, that's your
Yeah,
flatting method. Good.
yeah. I'm just coloring in like a crayon.
Yeah. Some people do flatting by using the lasso tool. If
Yeah.
there's a lasso tool in Clip Studio, I don't know.
There is, yeah,
But
there is. It's just so like yeah, it is faster
it's tedious
to
though.
do that.
It's fast but tedious. It's very labor intensive. I tried flatting once professionally, and no, thank you. It's
So
very labor intensive, man.
so yeah, like that. Now I can go in here with my.
But
at the
what you're
edges.
doing there, the way you're doing it, seems way more fun.
It is. It feels like it's like when you're a kid and you're coloring.
Yeah, coloring book. Yeah,
Yeah. And
very good.
then we kind of break from the kid tradition, like the kid method, here in a bit, and get going like with some a little more professional stuff. But
Yeah, but then here's the thing, Luke. I mean, if you're not having fun, then what are we doing?
there ain't no
Right.
point in doing it. There ain't no point in doing this if you're not having a good time doing it. I know
Yeah,
people do that all the time. It's like, what is the point?
Mhm.
If it just becomes, yeah, it could
If
be a
it
job
becomes
too.
work.
I mean,
Yeah,
it could be a job, but I mean, it still has to be fun, right?
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, that's good. Good work. And I can't get over how the line work variation really makes this thing pop. Very good. Yeah.
I did take some. I never went to school to be an artist. Actually, went to
Mhm.
school for business and for ministry. But I did graphic design. I got an associate's degree in graphic design, and it
Okay.
was one of the things that we always dealt with was line weight.
Good.
It was that was a regular issue with
Okay.
yeah, it was a regular issue with people is making sure you got the line weights right.
Mhm.
All
Well, you
right.
learned that lesson well, sir. That's looking like what Frank Cho would do. This line work, like the line weight, and how where you have the protrusions in the forms, they get kind of thick and thin, and you have like where it's shadowy under it, the lines are thicker. Very good stuff. It's kind of like
Thank you.
in the line of Terry Dodson, Adam Hughes, Frank Cho. Who's the guy who drew Strangers in Paradise? I forgot what his
I
name.
can't remember.
Yeah, me neither. But sort of like him also.
But those are all names I'm happy to be associated with.
Yeah, they're very good company.
Yeah. See, and here's where I go over the lines here, but sometimes I'll.
Now, one thing that I always find weird about some of the designs that some of these guys have, those designs, right? Particularly this girl here. Where are the mags? Because now, once those guns are empty, she might as well be holding a couple of staplers.
Oh yeah,
Where
but
the mags for reloading?
but it is comic books, so
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true. Yeah, you never run out of bullets.
I always have to.
Like the
I always
movies,
have to
right?
try to tell myself, it's like, look, you're thinking about that too much.
Yeah.
It's like, this is comic books. Like one of my characters, she can turn into a gaseous form, right?
Yeah.
Like move through walls and stuff. It's like, well, how can her clothes do that? And I tried to work that out for a while, and then I realized, Luke, it's freaking comic books. Just
It's a comic book.
go with it. Just
Yeah.
go with it, man. Just stop worrying about it.
Yep.
I don't know that I got that green the right color.
Well, as long as you have it on a different layer, you should be okay.
Yeah, it's underneath the inks.
Absolutely.
I can fix it. I actually do all my flats on one layer, because the way I do my shading, my shadows.
Shadow.
So I do there's 2 or 3 different methods that I use. So some of it is like I do a shadow and a highlight layer, and I set them to different properties. And then sometimes I'll actually go in and do shading on just the color. that I've chosen and do some interesting things with that. So, and I find that my best result is a mix between the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use any references for where to lay the shadows, like maybe to get some ideas and stuff like that?
I don't, which is why I'm a terrible
just
color.
kind of eyeball it,
Yeah,
brainstorm it.
Yeah, it's probably that's why I don't claim to be a colorist at all.
Okay.
I put all of my my practice in line weights and rendering and things like that, and being able to do a decent figure. So I tend to not mess around with that.
Okay. I hear that stylus. That's very good. It's like you're drawing on paper, huh? With that Huion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. I mean, it feels like that.
Feels like all right. That's what's up. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead and share a link to this platform, share a link to this channel. Come back with a friend or 2 or 10. And hit the PayPal, hit that Cash App, and hit the Super Chat. I don't know what a super sticker is, but if you do that,
they send a sticker. Like literally, they just send a sticker.
Oh,
and
okay.
So
send that too.
Yeah,
send a super sticker.
Yeah, we can't really like the super stickers. You can't show in the StreamYard or whatever.
Oh,
but
okay.
But they're cool. I mean, it's kind of a neat thing. But, you also, if you check out videos, there's another thing I found out. They've got called a super thanks. So if like a stream is over, and you like what they did, you can actually just go back and give them a thank you for a few bucks, which is it was a really cool thing.
Well, a super thank. Okay. So if you're watching this on a playback, it's not too late to support your favorite artist drawing right here. So what you want to do is hit the super thanks, and also his PayPal will remain open as always, just like every other PayPal. So go ahead and hit that PayPal or super thank or the Cash App. It helps bring more quality, not only entertainment but production like this, like what you're watching right here, where we've done the line work, now we're doing the flatting, then we'll be doing the coloring. Not only do you get a learning experience, but you also get entertainment, you get good conversation, and you also, on the part of Luke Stone, you get experience. He's 8 books in, and already there's, you see 8, 3 other books on deck, so it'll be 11 books.
12
right?
total.
12 total
books. Yeah.
12 total books. So that's 12 total books of experience. A lot of, what do you call that? When you get the car, that's a lot of mileage that can go work for you.
Yeah.
That's a lot of mileage. You don't have to repeat the mistakes that he's made. And you get that sort of information on this channel. So what you'll be paying for to get more of, when you hit that super chat, when you hit that super thanks if you're watching the playback, when you hit the PayPal, when you hit the Cash App, that's what you'll be supporting. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Allows me to make more content. Focus on that more.
Let's see. Let me ask, are there any appendages to that gun? Like, I don't know, lasers, scopes, or anything like that?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think it's just bullets.
Okay. Because I see some stuff, some ambiance on the bottom and on the side. I'm wondering if they're functional for anything like.
If I was making up this gun, if I was making up this gun, there would be.
Okay.
But,
all right. It's canonically that's the gun the character uses. Okay. All right.
I'm just gonna fill in this color here. It's not the right color. I'm gonna make it white, but I've got.
What sort of material are we looking at here? Is that leather? Is that some sort of fabric? That's armored fabric?
I think it's just fabric. Oh darn! Look what I did.
Because especially, I don't know what the time frame is for this character. What's the is she operating in modern day or future? Okay.
I believe it's future. Yeah.
So if it's future, there's a fabric called graphene, which they're looking into it for body armor. It's flexible like silk, and it's thinner than an atom. They said, and it can get an atom thick, and they're saying that it's tough like Kevlar, right? So maybe it's Kevlar.
Maybe.
Right?
She's thick.
Yeah, she is. She's thick. Yeah, she's thick. You see, what are those on her shoulders? Are those functional or design?
I believe they're all designed.
Okay. Right. Very good anatomy going on here.
Very good.
So, yeah, and you're not gonna get canceled on Twitter. No one's gonna ask where her organs are. Where are her organs? Right?
In her body. Where else would they be?
Yeah. Well,
I know, right?
If you ask someone like J. Scott Campbell, it seems like a ritual. Every 12, weeks or so, they go after J. Scott Campbell for something else he's drawn. Where are her organs? Why is she that thin in the midsection? Why? But what you have here is very realistic in terms of bodily proportions and anatomy.
I tend to draw them that way.
Okay, very good.
It's just
I can't. Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things. I tend to draw women the way I like them.
Nice and thick, huh? Man after my own heart.
Yeah.
You feel me? Look like some thick.
I do.
I feel you, player. Let me see. So the logo's on the shoulder piece. When you have the logos on the shoulder piece like that, it usually denotes a team uniform, right? So is Perfect 10 part of a team?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Or is she part of a series? There's kind of like a work in progress 8, an imperfect 9.
No, I think she might have been.
Yeah,
I think so.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, that might explain the uniform.
Yeah.
Usually, superheroes, if that's a superhero, I don't know.
Yeah, she's like super soldier thing. I think is kind of how the best way to explain her. I know Dave. I had Dave on Nerd Bacon a few weeks ago, and he had described her a bit. But I think I was distracted by the art. The artist was just the pages look fit. They just look phenomenal. And just
yes, sir.
Now I used to have a little controller that I used with hotkeys on it to help me move faster doing this stuff.
Yeah.
But with COVID, I lost the use of my left arm.
Oh wow.
So I can't do. It's coming back a little bit, but I'm still very limited. Like I can't grip anything. I'm getting a little bit of use back, but I mean it's not. It's starting to act like it's finally part of the team again, but I mean nothing good. Nothing like amazing. So I've had to set everything up on the screen so I can quickly move between tools and things like that. And it's taken some practice to get used to it.
You getting in any physical therapy in?
I am. Ran into a little bit of problem. The insurance doesn't want to cover the physical therapy.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna be done with physical therapy for a little bit until we can get that worked out. I'm not even sure what color those gloves are supposed to be. I'm looking this up through they're white. Okay, yeah, they're white. Yeah, I'm looking all this up through just an internet search. But yeah, so I'll get some. I'm doing a little bit at home.
Okay.
Some of the homework. The gear, the equipment that I was using there was nice. Definitely helped. But hopefully we get it worked out. I can start going back again. My goal is to try to get ready to do a 5K, which I didn't do any 5Ks before I got sick. But kind of the idea is I just kind of want to give the middle finger to COVID and show people that you can come back from tragedy better than what you were. You know, that's kind of the idea.
If you don't mind my asking, what's 5K?
It's 5 kilometers. It's it's a 3.1 mile run.
Kind of a military thing?
No, it's just a running thing, like a marathon or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I decided it would be cool to do one.
Okay. Yeah. If you maybe aim for athlete level, maybe you get that function back.
Yeah, you know, and so we were. My physical therapist had a regimen that she had me was going to get me there by October, but not being able to be on the treadmill. There's a zero gravity treadmill there, and it's obviously very helpful because it allows them to reduce my body weight so that I can work on my endurance without the worry of falling, and work on my speed so that I can work on my gait. And so I'm not able to do that now, so I'm left with being able to walk around the neighborhood, and so I can get like a quarter mile right now. I'm gonna try to work my way up, but we may run into. I don't know that I'll be ready by October, like I thought I was going to be. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll do what we can.
Yeah.
No, there's no give. There's no quit in me.
I can tell. And look, with God on your side, who could stand against you, man?
Exactly. Nobody can. I mean, he saw me through it, man. He preserved me. So there's no reason why. You know, I'm not crying about nothing. We'll make it through.
You know, your shading on that hair is so good. Just that flatting back there looks like it's doing the job. You probably won't even have to add a highlight if you don't want to.
I won't have to. I will. Just because in my head I see some things that I would like to do with it. But
wow. The moment you threw something back there, like the shading, the hard work you did on the shading is showing through right there.
Thank you. Yeah. That's the idea. You know, that's stupid for me to flat this right there. You flat that after you flatted the skin. Let's do skin next.
Hey man, are you saving?
Oh crap.
Hit that control S, player. Hit that control S real quick.
Here we go.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead and drop a link to this channel, drop a link to this page, drop a link to this video. Come back and grow this platform. And hit that PayPal, hit the Cash App, and hit the Super Chat. If you're watching the playback, I need you to hit that, what's it called again, Luke?
It's called the Super Thanks.
Super Thanks. Hit that Super Thanks if you're watching the playback. And the PayPal will always be open. So if you're watching the playback, hit that PayPal as well. Let's see. The background back there, is that abstract, or is there anything going to be going on back there? Like maybe
I'm going to fill in this like square thing, that rectangle deal. I'm going to fill that in with the gradient.
Okay. But one of the things I like doing is putting like a backlight. So if you're doing that, like there'd be kind of like a rim light around her or something like that. Yeah, I love rim lights.
Yeah, they look really good. It helps bring out the hard work on the figure.
Right.
Oh darn.
That looks good, man. That is looking fantastic. And you're doing it kind of like meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Getting it done, that's the method.
I can keep going back to the lasso tool, but I don't know. It's fun.
No, this looks more fun actually. The lasso tool one, it feels like homework. Whenever I'm doing it, it feels like homework. When I had the misfortune of being commissioned as a flatter, I was like, oh no, that's not flattering, right? So I did it anyway, but
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. I don't typically color, you know. Like I would normally pass this off, let somebody else do it, so I could focus on other things. But again, I don't know. It just seemed natural to be able to do it.
Yeah, there are a couple of firms outside the country that they focus on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're making a lot of money, but you can send your line work and they flat it for you and send it right back.
Yeah.
And you pay something like $5-10 American, so that's a good deal. Although I prefer to buy American, but
Yeah.
If you don't
I
have
admire a lot of
money,
American artists. That's my
that's your motto.
Yeah, I hire a few people from outside the U.S., but I do try to hire quite a few American artists when I can. All right. And this makes me practice being able to color inside the lines. My mom was big about that. Like she really helped me a lot with my art growing up, and was a real encourager for me to be able to do this kind of as a living. She knew I wanted to do it. That this is my kind of primary thing I wanted to do. She would really encourage me with it.
Would you say that getting support from your surroundings and your loved ones is crucial to becoming a successful artist?
I think it is. I mean, even now, I'm 42 years old. Just turned 42, and it's my wife and kids, that are a huge support of what I do. The reason why I kind of still keep doing it. If they weren't on board with it and they weren't supportive of it, I wouldn't do it, most likely. I'd probably be working in a factory somewhere.
One of the things that I find important is to have a good, what's called a visual library. It really looks like you have a very strong visual library right now. For those of you who may not know what a visual library is, it's sort of like an inventory that you have in your mind. Many people, they can only draw maybe one or two faces, right? And the faces change or the characters change depending on facial hair or the hair on top of the character's head. But there are other people who have more faces in their heads, and that would be a good visual library for faces, right? And that you have it in your head. Now, it seems to me how you're clicking along here, the momentum by which you're working here, you have a very good visual library. How much would you stress having a good visual library for artists who are trying to do what you're doing here?
Well, that's something that takes a while to develop. You're not going to get that overnight.
Yeah.
But I developed my visual library through a lot of photo reference.
Good.
So I had a lot of photo reference that helped me, and the more I practiced, the more I could just call back from memory. And so I would just, like, I've got pages and pages of just faces and hands and feet and torsos and abs and backs and calves and things like that, just and hair, where I just tried to practice as much as I could.
Then your studio looks like a serial killer's lair.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's
pages of
creepy.
body parts.
Yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy as all get out. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
One of the things, would you suggest or would you recommend that if someone has a child who shows artistic potential, that they go ahead and start building the child's visual library at a young age? Or
yeah, I started when I was 3,
Oh
with
wow.
just doodling.
Okay. Well, that
with
shows.
with just doodling, and I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Let me see. So what I want to try here is I'm gonna try messing with the color wheel a little bit.
Absolutely.
So color theory is an important thing for artists, especially if you're a colorist, to get used to. There's an app that you can download on your phone, and so you can go to like different colors. So I'm gonna go digital color wheel, and I'm gonna try to find
You're gonna try to find something that complements
the right,
colors we have there?
right complementary color. So
Yeah.
they've kind of already picked that in her costume. So what I want to do instead of that, I want to go with like a triad.
Yeah, I don't do color, so I'm pretty lost there. Can't help you.
Tetradic, maybe.
Tetradic. You're speaking Chinese, man. Let's see.
All right, see that's, I don't like that.
Is that your new swatch right there?
Yeah, I'm kind of playing around with it right now. Analogous. Maybe we'll do analogous.
All right, Mike Jimmy Lorsha. Go ahead and hit that like on your way in, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Hit that thumbs up on your way in.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, if you're on Twitter, the colors, the bane of my existence too. Yes, Mike. The colors. Now, the thing is with colors, I tend to, if I'm doing traditional work, my colors tend to get muddy because I get indecisive. But if it's digital, I run into another problem, which I undo and redo and undo and redo until the time runs out on my deadline. And so I pass on the colors to someone else. All right. So for my blood pressure and my mental health, I farm that out. So I do the line work. I'm not like Luke Stone here. I farm that out.
So I want to go with a larger brush size, obviously. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's start with that, and then throw in some yellow, maybe some orange.
Those of you who are watching the playback, who are just tuning in, it's the character Perfect 10 being drawn by Luke Stone. And that back there is a gradient background, sort of partially abstract and partially functional. And now he's tweaking the colors.
Don't like that.
Yeah, that looks good.
What I want to do is I want to throw this on another layer, and then give it a blending property. Let's do overlay. Nope, I'll lose it too much.
No, if you have maybe a good rapport with the creator of this work, you can probably put it in an instructional book or something.
There we go. That'll work.
You know what I mean? Like, you ever go to Blick Art, like the art supply store, and their instructional books on drawing comics, drawing manga, drawing comics?
Yeah, there's a lot of really good resources out there.
Well, something like this, if you actually put these stages of this, that will help a lot of people.
Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I am going to select my color that I'm working with right now, which is going to be this blue. So, yeah, and then I'm just going to Command C, Command V, and
you on
make
a
its own
Mac, huh?
layer.
Command,
Yeah.
you're on a Mac. All right.
Yeah, and then I'm going to lock the transparency, right? So now all I have to do is I deselect that, and I can work with this lasso tool.
All right.
So I'm going to cancel, go back to this color. Let's pick it up better. Okay. So I've actually got this set to linear burn. So I'm going to go darker like this to do a initial kind of shading to it. So I'm going to kind of like that. Just give it a little bit of a... Now I'm going to have to fix these flats. I already saw where I messed up at them. But, all right, so we did that. And we're going to use the lasso tool. And I'm going to do that.
Do you ever mix your methods? Like maybe you do traditional line art and then you color it on here, or vice versa?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, that shading brought that leg out immediately. Yeah, that's what's up. That shading brought that leg out immediately, man. That's what's going on right there. Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin says, my second screen is somehow never working after the system goes to sleep, but I'm going to continue working on the animation I started yesterday. What animation did you start yesterday, Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin? Can you share with us?
You can just call him Mike Jimmy.
Mike Jimmy.
Yeah, Mike Jimmy.
If you're not under any NDA, you can probably share with us what you're working on. Probably let us know. For those who don't completely understand what's going on here, he locked the layer pixels in order to minimize the chances, or actually eliminate the chances of coloring outside the lines that he locked. And now, what are you doing?
It's called cut and gradient.
Cut and
grade.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm doing is I'm finding cuts and I'm creating gradient cuts with it. And so I think I've got enough there. So now I'm just going to go to this. I'm actually going to pick a darker color like this, and I'm going to reduce my brush size. I think there it is. That's the key element.
Luke making it look easy. Do you play with the what do you call them? Color filters? You play with any of the filters? Color filters?
Yeah.
So like, multiply. Oh, that's what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I did that to the background.
Okay.
And the layer properties are. This is set to linear burn.
Linear burn. All right.
Yeah, linear burn.
So that you can push and pull, right?
Yeah. Well,
darken the shadows, lighten the lights. No?
Yeah. So I'll do the same thing now. I'm going to do the highlights. The highlights will have a similar thing for the highlight on this. And
The line work looked fantastic, but now this is adding a whole other dimension to it. You know what I mean? Things that are supposed to be in the back are retreating to the back, and things that are supposed to be up front are protruding to the front, as it should be, as everything should be. Fantastic work. Some of you have heard before. Let me see. Hold on one second. Mike Jimmy says, I'm working on a pilot episode for my comic series, Life on Korra. Geez, who's Korra? What's Korra? It's another planet?
Life on Korra is another planet that he's looking at.
I was just messing with him, but it's another planet? All right, cool. Life on Korra. Is it, what genre are we looking at? Obviously another planet, so we're looking at sci-fi, but what else?
Pretty much sci-fi.
Sort of sci-fi?
Yeah.
You know, I can't get a definitive answer here. Are there any Game of Thrones fans here? Is Game of Thrones on another planet?
You know, I don't know.
Anybody know? Because the map, I looked at the map for Westeros. It looks nothing like anything we have here. So it can't be Earth. So I don't know. And the harsh winters, winter is coming, right? What kind of planet would have harsh winters that last so long? It can't be Earth.
Yeah, unless it's like a different version of Earth.
Like a variant. Variants are big now with Marvel. So.
Yeah.
Hold on, Mike says it's a series of short stories about the creatures on an alien planet. A new story in every book with a new creature and building the world as we go. That sounds fantastic, Mike. Mike, that sounds great. As a series, what is going on out there now? What series, streaming platform series or TV series or movies or even franchises come close to being kind of like similar to it? What would you liken it to? Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Luke Stone getting that work in. What I was saying before about the visual library, for some of you who are not privy to how that works, a lot of times if you start a visual library too late in life, you may get a disadvantage. When faced with someone like Luke Stone, who started, when did you start, building a visual library, Luke? Around 3, you said? 3?
I started drawing around 3. I really started drawing, probably building my library in my teens. Really was the, when I really started trying to build visual library.
Okay, so Luke started building his visual library around the age of 3, and it really amplified and intensified during his teens. So if you are maybe in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and you want to start being an artist, you are at a grave disadvantage when faced with someone who's your competition, who have started building their libraries, their visual libraries inside their heads at a very early age like Luke. One of the things that probably helps you out is using a lot of references. If you can't kind of like internalize or rely on the internalized images that you've imbibed over the decades of your life, you may end up having to use a whole heap of visual references.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Someone like Jay Anacleto, whose work I enjoy and admire very much. It looks like he's heavily into visual references, So there's nothing wrong with that. Someone like, what's the guy who gets laughed at for using a lot of pornography?
Yeah, Chris, is it Chris something?
Yeah, but he worked for Marvel, and People make fun of him.
He uses a lot of pornography.
A lot of pornography. I hope he's calmed down with some of that and started using Cosmopolitan and other things. But he uses a lot of technical references. Yeah,
a lot of photo references. Some people hate the use of photo references.
Wow.
Well, some people have a preference. When they look at it, they think that it looks like it's been copied, or traced in some way, and so they don't prefer it. And I can understand that.
I can totally understand that. I mean, you might as well take a picture, right?
Yeah.
That's what cameras are for. If you're not going to add your flair, but then again, it's partially their fault. Why are you a slave to the reference you took, right? Why are you copying it that closely? If you're not putting your own interpretation of the world behind your work, then what's the point? You're not having fun. You see what you're doing here with the contrapposto of how she's standing and all the ins and outs and pushes and pulls of that form. No photo will have that. That's specifically Luke Stone. That comes from Luke Stone's brain. So if you're not doing that, you're not having fun. If you're slavishly copying the photo next to your left, to your right, of your digital tablet, or to your sketchbook, to your a Bristol board, then all you're doing, you're a copy machine. You're Xerox. That's what you are. You're Xerox. So I totally understand what their frustration would be, but it's partially their fault.
Yeah.
Mike Jimmy says it's got the feeling of Adventure Time. Life on Korra. It's got the feeling of Adventure Time, but the same kind of adventures like Asterix or Tintin. I'm not familiar with Asterix, and believe it or not, I'm not familiar with Tintin, but I am familiar with Adventure Time. And if it's anything relating to Adventure Time, I know it's going to be fun. So that's great. That's great that your story has elements of Adventure Time in it.
It's a very cool story.
Very cool story. Let me see, the genres on that then would be sci-fi fantasy, right? Because Adventure Time is fantasy, action adventure, and this is taking place on another planet, so then it's sci-fi on top of that. So that's very good. It's blending and mashing a whole lot of genres, which is very enjoyable. That's why I always thought, even with J.R.R. Tolkien, I always thought that took place on another planet. Because here's the thing, right? They're using, Aragorn with his armor and the claymore swords. That's medieval. But then I don't remember dragons during the medieval era in high school's history class. So that's why I always thought that the J.R.R. Tolkien's stories took place on another planet,
Yeah.
Who else? Specifically the G.R.R. Martin's work as well. And The Witcher. I always thought The Witcher took place on another planet as well. Skyrim, other planet. I think Skyrim is canonically another planet, like legit another planet.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yep. Mike Jimmy says child-friendly stories that don't dumb down. Yeah, it's sci-fi fantasy, plus a lot of world building. Good. That's what's up, Jimmy. And yeah, child-friendly stories don't have to dumb you down. One of the things that always kind of disappointed me about Disney Channel shows when I used to kind of babysit the relatives is that, some of the stories, if they appeal in a double entendre sort of way to adults, then it gets smutty. If it doesn't, then it dumbs you down. So you can't win with Disney Channel shows sometimes, you know what I mean? So if you have something like an alternative, people will greatly enjoy that. Luke, that looks great, man.
Thanks, man.
It's a completely, even though it was fantastic before, now it's a completely different image. It's a completely different image now. Wow. That's a print. That's a print. I think the IP owner might want that as a print if he sees it.
You know, I just like freehanding this so much better.
Yeah.
See, I gotta go in and fix these flats.
What's your DPI on this?
300 or 600.
Okay, 600 then. Yeah, you can definitely print a poster of this.
Yeah, I work, and it's at 11 by 17, so it's. I try to make it as high as I can.
You must be working with a beast computer to.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been blessed.
'Cause I didn't sense any lagging there in some of your process work there.
Yeah,
You're
no.
working multiple layers and at 600 DPI.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
you won't find any. I want to change the color of her skin. You won't have any lag in this one. It's a
Good.
MacBook Pro.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah. I realized on the reference I've got the skin too dark.
Well, the skin's too dark.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit.
Racist.
I know. I try to be true.
Why are
to the
you
reference.
lightning her? Really?
What I was doing, I was race swapping her. Is what I was doing.
You're race swapping.
I was making her.
Don't you know when you race swap a canonically dark-skinned character, what you're doing is you're abiding about maybe 80 to 100 years of what do you call it, narrative oppression
Yeah, I
in
know.
the media.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, no. This character is she's pale skinned, and so I didn't want to.
Yeah, I got you.
The more shadows I add in, she's gonna get too dark. She's gonna look more
Yeah, Mediterranean, Hispanic, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Which I have a tendency to color people that color. I don't know why.
Mhm. Well, a lot of times, if you don't have other characters with different shades standing next to them, you kind of lose your frame of reference with skin color.
Yeah.
So that tends to happen as well.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to avoid. Overdoing it. Because as soon as I start adding in the shading and stuff, she's gonna.
Does she have gloves on, or are those bare hands that you'll have to?
Gloves on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do some.
Yeah, you got it. She's Commander Data now.
Yeah. Okay.
She's Commander Data now. That's a
Yeah,
very
she
pale
is.
skin, sir.
Yeah.
No sun for her.
Well, watch how this changes, though. Watch how this changes. So this is her skin tone. Now, in order to get this done right,
Mhm.
I use a brown color
Okay.
to make sure I use the right brown. I use a brown color fish to start adding some let me do linear burn on this.
Let me jump on Twitter and come back with Geeky Sparkles,
Sure.
so she can. I hope that's brushable hair, Luke. I don't know if you guys watch. If anybody watches Clownfish TV,
Yeah.
she's obsessed with brushable hair. If you're drawing that, or if you're making a doll, it better be brushable hair. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead and share a link to this channel, share a link to this video itself. come back with a friend or 2 or 10. If you're catching this playback, I need you to hit that PayPal, hit that Cash App, hit the Super Chat. There's another thing called a Super Thanks. Even though this stream is over and you're watching this on the playback, you can still support this channel so that you can get more content like this. So go ahead and do that so you can get more content that you're seeing here, plus more content that he has on the plate. He has things on the plate. He has 8 issues of his comic book and 3 on deck. So 11, 12 actually, 12 comics already, and an RPG based on that comics IP, that intellectual property. So when you give to the PayPal, when you give to the Cash App, when you give to the Super Thanks, you're directly funding a creative effort to bring you alternatives to what you're being disappointed with from Marvel, from DC, from Image, from Dark Horse, from Valiant. Okay? So support alternative media.
You see how that changed the tone of the skin already?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a
see,
totally different story now. Alex.
yeah, and you gotta make sure you're starting with the right tone.
Yeah,
It don't work.
totally different story. She's not Commander Data anymore, bro.
Yeah,
And now she's proper. She ready. She right. Shorty right now. All right. And she got that attitude. Got that attitude. Is she part? Is she? I don't know if that's a derogatory or pejorative. The word "happer," right? Half Asian, half white.
Oh, I don't think she's supposed to be.
Okay,
I think that's just how I drew her.
that's okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's just how. I just think that's how old Luke drew her.
Well, there are a lot of people who look happer and they're not, like Bjork. Bjork to me always looked like a tiny Japanese woman, but found out she's Icelandic. So
Oh,
right?
nice.
She's Icelandic. Richard Gere always looked like Japanese to me, but turns out he's Irish or French or something. I forget. Who else? Josh Hartnett. I could have sworn Josh Hartnett's half Chinese, but he's not. He's French and Irish. All right, so Mike Jimmy says, "Woo, rough steam finished. Now only 4,000 or so." Jimmy, don't tell me you're animating this traditionally. I hope you're using tweens and stuff like Spine or
Not Mike Jimmy.
Hmm?
Not
No,
Mike
not
Jimmy.
Mike Jimmy. Mike Jimmy's actually using traditional.
I think he's animating that thing.
Oh my God, Mike, what are you doing? I mean, it looks better. Traditional does look better, but you're a better man than me. You're a better man than me, Mike. Yes, I am. I'm doing full sellout. Oh my God, in Clip Studio. Wow, man. See, I've been looking to stuff like Spine, right, and Dragon Bones, because I'm too chicken shit to do full cell animations, in Clip Studio or Adobe Flash or anything like that. So hats off to you, Mike. Hats off to you. All right, 4 people in here. It's 4 different people. I need y'all to, when you cycle in, I need y'all to hit that thumbs up before you cycle out.
Yes,
Also,
please.
if you're watching the playback, I need you to hit that thumbs up. When you hit the thumbs up, people actually underestimate the power of the thumbs up.
Oh, it's a big
I'm
deal.
sorry. Yeah, it's a big deal. YouTube's algorithm doesn't like you ain't shit. they totally disrespect you. They sleep on you if you don't have enough, I'd say, clout on that thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right. Once you have that thumbs up popping, then they start recommending you to other people who are watching similar content. So what you need to do is hit that thumbs up. The other thing I'd actually like to reiterate is how much this channel is not doing what you get in other channels. See, the other channels currently right now, I mean, I can't name the names because it's not really anything bad I'm saying about them. You know, people like Nerdrotic or Geeks and Gamers or even Ethan Van Sciver, one of my favorites. They kind of thrive on controversy, and that can run out of fuel. Right now, they do have a cache of fuel that they can maybe ride out for the next 2 or 3 years. But you're gonna want to be part of a platform that has more substantive content that does not rely on the fight du jour or the Amber Heard, Amber Turd, me
Amber
too,
Turd.
me too, me poo controversy that's going on. All these different things will die out, and once they die out, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? If you look at before the Amber Heard, Amber Turd thing happened, the controversy was trust. When she said, "No, women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you," that didn't last very long. Once that died out, these guys, I literally saw them scrambling for content because they actually built their platform on controversy as content. But, that looks great. The hair looks great, Luke. Wow. The hair looks great. A lot of people who color hair, they tend to make the hair one solid color, and that's not how naturally hair goes. Right? There are lots of blues in there, lots of pinks, purples, yellows, even though it's a head full of red hair or brown hair, right? People tend to rely, a lot of these channels tend to rely strictly on controversy. And once there's no controversy, then they run out of things to talk about. And you can actually see them scramble for things to talk about for content. And then the YouTube algorithm's like, hey, you're not pumping out any content, you know? But with something like this, with this channel here and this platform, there's no
A lot
shortage
of this
of
stuff will
character.
stay evergreen too, hopefully.
I'm sorry, what?
So a lot of this stuff will stay evergreen too. The tutorials and things like that we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that looks great, Luke.
These flats are so bad.
That looks
These flats are
badass.
so bad.
Oh, wow. That looks badass, bro.
All right, let's get this white bit done.
It can't be understated how, or it can't be overstated how much the line work helped with this piece, though. Because the thickness of the variations, they really help bring that out, that figure. Yes, sir.
Let's do.
What kind of payload do those guns use? We talking regular bullets or kind of like futuristic, hypersonic? What are we looking at?
I'd like to think they're hypersonic, futuristic, kind of.
Something like you'd find in Elysium. If you guys ever saw the movie Elysium, where they have the bullets that are kind of hypersonic, and they even go. Some person says, fun fact: you can bring up the likes by logging into your other accounts. Yeah, but you know that's like taking the. You're gonna take Viagra, and you know it's like Robert De Niro said in that movie one time. You know, you're gonna take Viagra, you didn't earn it, right? but it is true. Some person, you actually can bring up the likes by going on to other accounts, or even asking a friend or family member, hey, get on your phone, jump on YouTube, and you know hit that thumbs up. You can actually do that. Every little bit helps, I imagine. gloves, check. Got the guns, check. Got the breasts, check.
Yep.
And some good hatching there. The hatching really brings the bust out. Trying to keep it in case kids want to watch it. Or let's just say bust. All right. brings the bustier. Brings the bustier out.
Yeah.
The hatching. Yeah. Yeah. You guys will be surprised how many kids. I have a nephew. He loves this stuff, and he will watch this, and he's young. So you never know who's watching your content.
Try to keep it friendly, family friendly as much as we can.
Exactly. So when you can, maybe stow the potty mouth a little bit, fellas, and you know. I like that.
Let's see. Let's go. Let's get interesting.
Mm-hmm. So this girl, she works her core, huh?
She does.
She works her core, and she doesn't miss leg day.
No. Can't have a missing leg day. All right, so we're gonna do some.
And you said she's a genetic experiment or cybernetic?
I believe so. Genetic experiment.
Genetic, okay. So it's flesh, not
oh yeah,
she's. Okay.
Yeah, I believe she's all real.
Okay.
When it comes to that.
That looks great. So the segments on the suit, they're not cybernetic, fellas and ladies watching. Especially if you're watching a playback. A lot of people sleep on this. If they're doing like a live stream, they say, "Oh, there's only like 10, 12." No. The playback is real. People will watch your stuff. Whenever YouTube gets around to respecting your game and throws your stuff in there, recommends it to people, pretend is real. So pretend pretend there's thousands of people watching.
Yeah, people that tend to find it later.
Yeah, exactly.
And then later on they find the channel. You might want to go back and look at this and see what's been done.
And so some of you are catching a playback. The line work has really, really lent a lot of depth to what's going on here. A lot of the stuff I'm seeing, if scrub back along the timeline a little bit, and you'll see that even with the flatting, it already popped the character out from the background. So it can't be overstated how much you should work on your line work, all your fundamentals. Always work on your fundamentals. Work on the meta balls, as we used to say in the 3D world, right? So you draw a ball and different kinds of shading on it. Work with your figures and build your visual library. Luke Stone started building this visual library at around age 3, but where you're at is where you're at. Whatever age you are, start now.
Do it now. Start now.
Start now. And it doesn't matter what it is as long as you're building that. Now, I'm sure Luke Stone has recommendations on how you can enrich your visual library more, but anything's better than nothing. So if there's a show happening in your town, like Art Nouveau, Art Deco, maybe a fashion show, go there. Bring your cell phone. Nobody needs a professional camera anymore if they just want to take photos. So go there with your camera. Take photos of people in movement, like the models on the runway or the people in the crowd, right? Maybe there's an auto show. Go take photos of cars. You'll be surprised about how many artists are not very well versed in vehicles and backgrounds, right? So start building a visual library immediately. It's never too late, even if you didn't
some artists they're so good at backgrounds.
Yeah. Some of the most photographed cities in the world are New York, Boston, Chicago. You can find those things on Google, right? And another place called Gumroad, you can find them on there. Sometimes they're free. Sometimes you pay like $2 or $3 for more exclusive, not completely exclusive, but more exclusive content that you might not find on Google. And you can actually practice or even look. Even if you don't practice, even looking at the images builds your visual library. Now, if you actually practice, like Luke said before, if you actually practice, the game goes up like 100 or 100,000, right? So you can
Yeah.
look at the stuff, it builds a visual library. But if you put pen to paper, yes, now you've committed it to memory. Your body, because you put your body involved, your body says, this is important, I will remember it, right? So start building a visual library right away, and you can do things. I like the gradient you have there, Luke, where the guns now, they look like they belong in 3D space because of how you're laying shadows there. Fantastic work.
Thank you.
Drawing guns. Luke drew those guns. It looks like any reference that came from him. That came from inside him. And with something like that, all the metallic objects you've seen in your life comes in, and you don't know that they're part of your visual library, and they are there, and they inform when you're actually drawing hard surface objects like cars, like guns, like jets, like planes, like bikes, like cars, right? I said cars already, like trains, right? So something like a toaster, something like a blender, something like a pen, a metal pen. These things, if you're watching them on a daily basis and you pay attention to them, and heck, if you draw them, like we were saying before, now when you draw something like a gun, you're like, wait a minute. At the edge of a metallic object, usually there's a glint where the light is concentrated and it gives kind of like a highlight. That works with your visual library as well, like Luke is doing here, right? Another thing is, if you go see auto shows, or if you pay attention to commercials like you see on TV, when you have like that, nobody drives Datsuns anymore. If you Ford, Bugattis and stuff like that, they have a lighting system that's very good for hard surface modeling and hard surface rendering, like Luke is doing here. And if you look at those things, you'll know exactly where your highlights and your shadowing and your reflective surfaces and refracting surfaces should land on stuff like guns and cars and planes and jets and trains, right? Especially with this gun here, you can tell where the focus is when the light hits it, and you get the reflecting and refracting like Luke is doing here. It looks like, Luke, are you doing this internally, or are you doing any specific process, like scientifically, to do it?
Just off the top of my head, man.
Yeah, so Luke does it internally. But if you can't do it internally, again, Luke has a massive advantage having built a visual library since the age of 3. If you can't do it internally like Luke, one of the things you may want to do is buy some of these rendering books for like 3D Studio Max or Blender, and they will.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Dad.
I would say do those, or even like there's so many YouTube things out there. Like
Exactly.
there's a guy named Clayton Barton.
Clay Barton.
Clayton Barton. He does a lot of this stuff.
That's my how to draw comics. That's my guy.
Yeah, and it just
Yeah, that's my guy.
I mean, just fantastic work, like cutting gradients on how to on a female character. Just great work on that.
Okay.
And so, I mean, what I'm doing now, I'm just doing some kind of secondary lighting stuff.
Lighting is another topic that we can, if you're just joining us on the replay, we can cover lighting as well. What you're doing here, Luke, is you're actually adding secondary lighting and shading, yeah?
Yeah, this is kind of like, kind of the shading aspect to the whole thing.
Good.
On top of what I've already done, because I've already given it some depth as it is, but I'm trying to give it more, a little more kind of pop with this purple color.
Yeah, that purple color. For those of you who, let's address the uninitiated here. When you're doing things like shadowing, shadows tend to be, if you want to be pedantic, tend to be cooler, right? And so things like purples, blues, light blue grays, they work very well for shadowing. It's not to say that you can't have red shadows or orange shadows, but if you want to really, really drive home that you're looking at something real, you may want to accentuate a cooler color for your shadows, which is what Luke Stone is doing here. And you can tell how the arm that's under the, you see the left arm, her right, but our left, that arm, it immediately popped up the moment he put those blue shadows under it. Okay, so that's another thing. And you may want to study, if you're tuning in, you may want to study things. If you don't have an internal guidance system like Luke here, you may want to actually study Hollywood lighting, things like noir lighting, for film noir. Those tend to be very extreme, but because it's an extreme. Is that your commercial or my commercial? That's my commercial, ain't it? My God. Sorry about that, guys.
And then now I'm going to do
What are you
better
gonna do?
highlight. So I think I want to do my primary highlight in yellow, like a pale yellow.
Sort of like the icing on the cake. Mhm. So for the highlights, you're going hot, right? So you
A little bit.
Yeah, you went cool with the
Yeah,
shadow.
Yeah, cool. This is actually would be considered a cool lighting, technically.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm using like a yellow. So
Mm,
you would stay on board with that cool. I'm just
okay.
doing a touch in the yellow. I mean, just a touch.
So maybe
just
she's
a-
in sunlight. Is she in sunlight?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you're really gonna notice it when I do that right there.
I can dig it. Yeah, definitely. I can dig it.
So
It brings a nice what do you call it? Counterbalance to the
yeah, like add some contour.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
now I'm done with that color. So I'm going straight up white now, just to get that hard.
Mm-hmm. That hard contour.
Yeah.
That hard shit. Yeah. That looks good, man. Yeah, that looks good. See, like, comment, subscribe. If you're catching the playback, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead, come back with a friend or 2 or 10. Share a link to this video, share a link to this platform, and what you want to do is help this platform grow. It's not only Luke's platform, it's also your platform. You should feel at home here. This is an alternative to all the other. As a matter of fact, it's an alternative to the alternative. Currently, the alternatives are things like Geeks and Gamer, Neurotic. Nothing wrong with those guys. I love them. But if you want an alternative where they don't cover, an alternative of what they don't cover, which is art tutorials, industry talk, this is the channel you want to be. This is the channel where you want to be.
And if there's things that you want to see, you request it. We'll either do it or we'll teach. We even teach here.
Yeah.
We can even teach.
You know, so it's not only entertaining, but it's educational. You know, so you wanna make this platform grow. Oh, that's the rim light. Oh yeah, the rim light on them hips. Yeah, it does something for me. That does something for me, man. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, you gotta have that. It's required. It's required.
Yeah. What are your influences, Luke? I see a lot of show in your work, man.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I like, just so many of these guys I like out there. I'm a big fan of as far as penciling, Mark Silvestri. I'm a big fan of Mike Zeck. The late.
Zeck and Silvestri, fantastic artists. Who else? It looks like Silvestri's a big fan of Frazetta. Are you a big fan of Frazetta as well?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
I saw his daughter and on Twitter. I'm hoping that some of his children and grandchildren are going into art. It'd be awful if that kind of legacy stopped with him. I don't know if they're artists themselves. But sorry.
All right. So let's dang me. Moving all my stuff around. Let's do some highlight on that hair.
Shorty looking right. That's a dime piece right there. She's thick, boy.
Yeah.
Thick. Yeah. Shorty bad, man. I don't know why the necessity of making assassins look sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Femme fatale, man.
It's a femme fatale. Why can't she look like, you know what I'm saying? Why can't she look like, what's that girl? You know, I ain't gonna name no names because that would be mean.
We don't want to. Well, she can't look like Roseanne Barr.
Don't do that, man. Don't name no names.
Yeah, I love Roseanne, but
yeah, she. Yeah. What's she doing now? I don't know what Roseanne's doing now.
nothing after that. Nothing
right?
after that racist joke.
Yeah, but I don't know. This canceling thing's gotten out of hand, man.
Yeah, it has.
So like she can't eat no more at all? What?
She can't. No, she's.
She can't eat no more.
She's
Her life's
working.
over. That's what you're telling me. Like she can't eat no more.
That's it, man. She's done.
Yo, these extremists online, bro. Like that. And the worst part about that is she said that joke in the wrong time period. If she said that joke in the 90s, people would have got upset. She'd have went on an apology tour. She'd have, you know what I'm saying? She'd have showed up in some kind of like Hot 97. I mean,
Yeah.
eat some hot chicken wings with the host. Would have been like, all right, Rosie, you all right. Roseanne, you all right. And she'd have been okay. But now we're in an environment like nothing is ever forgiven, bro. Nobody lets anything go. So anything she's ever done before that was good, that's
done.
all gone. That's all she's done.
She's done. She's
That's
finished.
crazy. That's crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
Life's over. Life over.
That's crazy.
exactly what it is.
My Lord, that's crazy, man.
All right,
Joe Rogan escaped by the skin of his teeth because he has way too much pull, and so he couldn't get canceled. There are a lot of people who are cancel proof right now. Like, I mean, Dave Chappelle's cancel proof. He proved that joint. He enthusiastically proves that point. He's like, bring that joint on, bring it on. You know,
I don't know how he pulls that off.
I don't know either, but that dude, he's always ready for the smoke. So Dave Chappelle's cancel proof. Bill Burr, to some degree, seems cancel proof.
I think when you don't care, if you get
that might help. Yeah, that might help.
Then I think that's when you're cancel proof.
Mm-hmm.
When you just don't care.
You don't care.
Like, these guys don't care if they're canceled. It's like, go ahead, try to cancel me. See what happens.
Especially Dave Chappelle, who remember, he walked away from $50 million. That takes a lot of, as the Jewish guys say, chutzpah.
Yeah, that
takes a lot of chutzpah to walk away from $50 million.
That's.
If you're watching the playback right now, would you walk away from $50,000? Right? There are people who wouldn't walk away from $50,000. This dude walked away from $50 million.
$50 million.
You know? So
I don't know
think,
if I could do it.
You know what I mean? There are people who wouldn't walk away from $500,000. This dude walked away from $50 million. Now, the thing is, I think once he did that, he proved that they couldn't affect him with money. And so I think that's how he achieved his God mode his status and his uncancelable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, who's uncancelable? Gina Carano's uncancelable, and I think how she achieved her God mode uncancelability is through support, because
Her fans
people
love
like
her.
people like Fandom Menace, Comics Gate, Gamergate, we all love her.
Oh, yeah, I freaking love her. My daughter loves her.
Yeah. So I think she achieved her uncancelability through that, through the love of the communities that support her. To some extent, Henry Cavill as well. And it can never be underestimated how much showing love to your fans. Because remember, they try to get Henry Cavill to say, well, there are a lot of toxic fandoms. And he's like, I don't think it's toxic fandoms. And then we were watching it like, yeah!
Yeah.
He said, what did he say? I don't think it's toxic fandom. Because the guy actually threw him a virtue signal there, and he expected Henry to jump on it. And then Henry's like, no, I don't think it's toxic fandom. You can't call it that. It's very, what did he say? Very, very impassioned people who are familiar with the source material. It was a dreamy response. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I, as a hetero man, I fell in love.
It's like, I love this guy.
Yeah. As a hetero man,
a bromance was
I've ever
created.
loved. You feel me?
Yeah, a bromance was created.
That bromance was created. So who else is uncancelable out here? Kevin Hart tried to do it, but he couldn't pull it off.
Yeah. When you apologize,
he
apologize. If you apologize, you give him all the power.
Yeah, you get more. Yeah, nah. So he flinched. He shouldn't have flinched. And you know what the funny thing is? Enough of us were supporting Kevin Hart way more than anybody. His fan base is way bigger than Gina Carano's.
Yeah.
So if he would have hunkered down and then we kind of huddled around him, I love Kevin Hart. And I don't know anybody, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, who doesn't love Kevin Hart.
I love Kevin Hart.
Yeah. So if he had hunkered down and let us protect him, he could have achieved Gina Carano levels of uncancelability by virtue of fandom. But he flinched. He looked in the eye of the tiger and he flinched. So It is what it is. Now he's that bitch. He's that bitch again. Because remember the last special that Kevin Hart did? He made a special and it fell flat. It was impotent. It was a limp dick special. Kevin used to be almost as edgy as Bill Burr, as Richard Pryor was back in the day about our dads and uncles, right?
Yeah.
So he used to be as edgy as those comics. But now, I forgot what the special was that he made, and the jokes were nerfed.
Yeah.
And that's what happens if you're looking to not offend anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's I think, with comedy, we expect to be offended.
We expect to be offended.
I'm a white Christian hetero male. Guess what? I've been the butt of the jokes and I deserve it. I get it. I understand. It's like, look, you don't stay at the top of the food chain as long as we have, and I learned how to take
you privileged white man.
Right? Yeah. And
again, shut your man mouth.
I'm telling a joke too, right? Stuff like, somebody will listen to some playback and be like, did you hear what Luke said? I'm joking.
Luke agreed that white privilege exists. White male privilege, to be exact. Okay? So Comics Gate and all this other alternative media, all that's crumbling apart. You see, even Luke Stone said it.
Yeah.
No.
He's a man of God.
It's a
joke.
We need to send we need to kind of like go old school and start mailing these people pocket dictionaries. Like they act like they don't understand the meaning of words. Did you see the thing where they went online and they said there was some sort of girl in a wedding dress? She looked like if she was 4 years old, that's young, right? So this girl was in a wedding dress and her mom was kind of proud and taking a photo, like, oh my God, it's so cute. I found it cute. I'm like, that's adorable. But psychopaths, they were like, how is this not grooming? And I'm like, Okay, so you guys don't. It's not that they don't understand the meaning of. They're pretending. They're holding.
Yeah.
They're holding up the pretense.
They just don't like it when we use that word for them.
Yeah.
When they're actually grooming our kids,
They're actually grooming.
it's like, tell me how Disney's not grooming. Tell me how Disney's not grooming. You know, I'm like, come on.
Netflix to some degree too. I'm looking at Netflix at, I'm side-eyeing Netflix. Every once in a while they do some stuff. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what's going on in those offices, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of like FBI crackdown eventually, and then they find a whole bunch of stuff they ought not find up in those offices. If you're doing that cuties joint, you feel me? Like, nah, man, nah. Yeah. And then I let that go. I let that cutie shit go. With time, all heals wounds. All wounds heals. My bad. With time, all wounds heal. You feel me? But then they did something. I forgot what it is specifically. I was like, nah, I don't really rock with Netflix like that no more. You feel me? But like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead and share a link to this platform. Share a link to this video. What we want to do is grow this platform. This platform is not only an alternative, it's an alternative to the alternatives. Here, you get education as well as entertainment, as well as anecdotes from someone who has years in doing what he's doing, actually decades. Started his visual library at the age of 3 and actually published 8 issues of comics and has 3 on deck, actually 4 on deck. It's going to be a 12.
Well, that's just one series, by the way.
And that's just one series.
I've got other books out. I've got other series out.
He's got other IPs, other series, and many of those series, I believe that he will be making RPG games out of it. There's currently an RPG game out of a series that he's made 8 issues of. So that's the sort of thing you get on this platform. What you want to do is grow this panel.
Yes,
right.
That.
Hit that PayPal, hit that cash out.
Hype man is Nick, dude.
Hey, Nick's my man. Nick's my man.
I love Nick, man. Nick is. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. I think I'm done.
Yep.
I think it's colored well enough.
That is sick, bro. That is sick. If you know what it is, if someone's looking at it for the last few, just like you, because you've been doing it, they don't see the transformation that happened from when it was a blue line sketch to what it is now.
We can get there.
Yeah, can you show from the blue line sketch when it was nothing but a glint and your eye? When it was nothing but a glint in its daddy's eye? Can you do that?
All right, so it started out with
there
this.
You go.
Started out with this as a pencil sketch.
Look at that. Was this traditional pencil sketch or digital?
I did it on my tablet.
Okay.
I just whipped something up.
Digital.
Yeah, I did it digital here on my, just right here in Clip Studio, and then I blue line that thing. Turn it down. Turn it down just to give me a hint of where it was at. And I turned on this guy.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry. Turn that down again. Turn on this guy. This became my pencil.
Wow.
So I penciled that and I was going to stop there. And I decided to
glad you didn't
go crazy. Decided to go crazy. Turn that down. And so decided to go ahead and go with the inks. And so when I did the inks.
My God.
Yeah, so
that by itself, I would have taken a print of that by itself.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about this being layers, you know, I can give this to Dave. Somebody else can color it. You know. And here's the thing: if you're watching and you want to color this, just put it in the comments, and I'll send you a link to the high-res file, so you can color it yourself if you want to. So you can just have the line work, because you could probably do a better job of coloring than I did. And I just started building from there.
That's fantastic. Well, that's the flats, and then
I started adding some. Pretty happy with that end result, I think.
if you could do me a favor, Luke.
Yeah.
For the playback, and for those of you who have come here for educational purposes, not only entertainment, Luke, if you can add an invisible layer, and with a blue line, if you can go from her head to, because there's a lot of Z's going on here. For those of you who are just tuning in, look at the contrapposto of the pose. Okay, look at the contrapposto of the pose, where even though it's a singular figure, there's visual interest that makes you want to take a look at the image over and over and over. Every time, there you go. See? It's literally made of Z's. The figure's literally made of Z's from the head all the way to there you go. And to the next side of the body, to the next side of the body. It's literally made of Z's. And that tricks the
There's
brain.
also one here.
Yeah. Z's all over the place. And she looks
this way, run that way.
She's looking at one of the guns. Yeah. That's what you want to do when you have a singular figure. You add visual interest so that the eye doesn't want to look away at the image. Okay, so you get repeat viewing pleasure. Notice how even though it's fairly simple boots, he's drawn the feet very well so that he rewards the viewer for taking a look at the complete image. Even though the guns, they would be, I would say, redundant because it's two of them, but it's guns akimbo if you're a gamer. He still rewards the viewer for looking at each individual gun. All right, so fantastic work. And there's a lot novices can learn from it, and even professionals who can be reminded of things they already knew before but needed kind of like a refresher on. So lots of A+ all around. Fantastic.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on and hanging out too.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Yeah, it's great. You're welcome on anytime, brother. Anytime.
Thanks a lot, man. All right, so you wrapping up? Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead, share a link to this platform, share a link to this channel. Hit that PayPal, hit that Cash App. If you're cashing the playback, hit all the pays. PayPal, Cash App, hit the super, what's it called? Super thanks,
super chat.
Super thanks.
Yeah, the super thanks, yeah.
Yeah, even though the live stream's over, you can still support it with a super chat called a super thanks.
Yeah, right? Thanks everybody for watching so long. We're midnight here now.
My brother Luke Stone, I bid you good night, my brother.
Yeah, and have a good night.
Thanks for having me. All right.
See you.
Comics are awesome.